that's Ron Tyson. Maylin, turn this light on, please. See, come on, girl. Okay, no, it's okay. You can't do nothing. It's okay. I thought maybe she can get the glare out, but she can't. Merry Christmas, everyone. Let me first let Duchess. Duchess, you want to say? You'll say Merry Christmas, Duchess. No. Come here. You'll say Merry Christmas, Mia.
Merry Christmas, all.
Maylin, come say Merry Christmas. Say Merry Christmas, and I will miss you.
Merry Christmas, and I will miss you.
She said that very good. Oh my God. Reason we said that because she's gonna be leaving us soon. So Mia, you can't get the glare out of Mia. But anyway, hold on. Let's finish my my opening. Dennis Edwards.
I want all my family and friends. I want you to remember this song. Merry Christmas to all of you. I know it. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas from the Motown family.
Good. I hope you enjoyed that. Hello, welcome to Gerard's Sunday Morning Classics. As time goes by, so does music. Yeah, I did not open it up with my usual don't let the green grass fool you because why? Because this is Christmas week. And you know, it was funny because you know, after I had created the show, and then I started thinking about, I should do a whole show about Christmas songs. I said, I can't change it now. There's no time. I said, so wow, so you know, how can I acknowledge Christmas? Because it's no fun doing the show, you know, and like if I do it next week, hey, I'll do my Christmas song next week, and the first song I played, they said, oh man, that's late. That's last week. Well, listen to this, you know, Christmas is over. That's what they normally say. So thinking on my feet, because you got to do that in this business. You got to figure out a way, to resolve that, because it was an issue because this is Christmas, and I thought, what better way? No better way it would be able to for me to send you out Christmas greetings than to have it done by my associates, them Temptations, and that was their a Merry Christmas. No, that was their Silent Night. Excuse me. Wait. Oh, okay, wait. I figured that this might have been the only time I'm going to be able to show you this. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, this is a shot. If you can see it, one of my shots. This is when I first met the Temptations. You can see this is Chuck Berry in the back. Chuck Berry, and then who else is back there? The Temptations. There's Ollie Woodson. There's Melvin Franklin. There's Otis Williams. There's Ron Tyson. There's Ronnie Spector. Ronnie Spector, Martha Reeves, and those who are part of the Martha Reeves group. That was when I first met them. That's when I met Ron Tyson, which was kind of funny because I used to see every pre-Grammy party sitting right next to him. And for many years, I did not know that he was a member of the Temptations. And of course, let me show you this one while I'm doing it. This is one of Frankie Crocker and Dennis Edwards back in the day during the pre-Grammy party. And yeah, so I wanted to acknowledge them, and, acknowledge the Christmas holiday by doing that. So, with that being said, Merry Christmas to you all. But unfortunately, this is a real sad story. I did not know the sadness of all the drama about what had gone through the DeBarge family and my stories with them. So, I knew some of the fringes of the details, but to get a deep dive like this, it's very sad. I mean, these guys were actually more talented than the Jacksons. Each member had a lot more success as an individual artist as the Jacksons. And one thing Jackson had for them is that Michael could dance. They had a dance act that could not be matched. But as far as everything else is concerned, they were on top. Who is this? This is Rag Jam, Ronnie Spector, and Marvelettes. Yeah, that's who they were. Ronnie Spector was one of the Marvelettes with Spill Spector, who's in prison now for shooting that actress. He was off the chain. Boy, was that a story there, Rag Jam Rock. Okay, so with no further ado, did you want to come back in or what? Okay. So with no further ado, let me start this sad story here. Switch, which was all turned into the DeBarge. They're all family members, but the story is very sad and very tragic, and a real wake-up call about segregation back in the day. You all hear artists talk about segregation or whatever, and I can relate when it comes from within the household, within the home. And I have my own experiences coming from an integrated family like that. So, with no further ado, let's roll this beam footage.
The family in today's story is so gifted that their previous traumas and demons was the only things that could keep them from reaching their full potential. This is the second best family group in Motown's history, and today I'm going to tell you a story about the DeBarges. Before we get started in today's video, please be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to stay up to date. Now without further ado,
roll
let's cue that intro.
This guy, very tragic story.
This story begins with Robert Louis Debarge, who was of French and English descent, who was served in the military during the Korean War. In 1952, he would relocate to Michigan, where he would meet
right on.
Albany,
Yeah, she
who was
wasn't
then
blue,
16
baby.
years old.
He kept them
Debarge,
together.
he was 21 when the couple were married in 1953, and Albany, she was 17. Now, despite the fact that interracial relationship, especially marriage, was frowned upon, the two, they would still get married even though Albany was just 17.
When I got into this marriage, I knew nothing. I didn't know how to be a wife, or a mother, because I was just a kid.
16.
The couple would eventually settle in a predominantly black neighborhood in Detroit. Bunny, Bobby, Tommy, Randy, Marty, Elle, James, Chico, and the twins, Peaches and Young, will be the couple's 10 children. The family encountered several issues while living in Detroit as a result of being mixed race.
We always tried to fit in. We tried so hard to look black, to be accepted black, to talk black. Nobody would accept us. It always got thrown in our face that, you're half white,
I think we were very embarrassed of my mother and father's relationship, more so of my father, because we were with the black people and daddy sticks out. He doesn't clap like we clap. We just move like we would.
Robert, he would get a job as a truck driver, but once with his job discovered that he was married to a black woman, he was fired. They had a significant influence on Robert, which he would take out on his wife.
Daddy wasn't working. When he landed a truck driver job, he was fired from it because he was married to a black woman. And I remember him coming and picking our furniture up. He had just bought furniture, new furniture and everything, and they came and picked our furniture up because Daddy had lost his job.
Now, Miss DeBarge, she alleges that Robert physically and mentally abused her by keeping her pregnant. In addition, he was quite insecure and didn't want his wife.
See, now that was the back in the day when that's what men do with their women. They kept them barefoot and pregnant.
To appear attractive. He would tell her to never wear jewelry, makeup, or anything that would catch another man's attention. He would even demand the names of the males that approached her.
He was just a very mean man, very angry man.
Yeah, I remember things, sleepless nights. My mother would cry, but she was a praying mother, and I admire that in her.
I can remember coming home from
That's
school.
where it came from, Gerard.
The back door on the floor, where my dad had just busted the door in because my mom wouldn't let him in. My mom with a black eye holding ice over her eye where he had fought her.
As the couple began to have children, the abuse began to shift towards them. At least 5 of the 10 children was exposed to physical and sexual abuse from their father.
He abused Bobby and Tommy and Bunny the worst. I used to stay out of his way, but I remember he knocked me out one time. I locked my brother in the bathroom, and my mother was telling Bob, don't you hit him, hit me. And he said, move out the way, Ali, move out the way, and
We never saw any repercussions. If the police were called, I think because he was a white man and she was a black woman.
Their father would have the kids do chores while he would begin to molest Bunny. Bobby was the quietest and most sensitive, and it was believed that he was the mother's favorite, which drove the father insane because he felt that Bobby stole the attention of his wife. Out of all the children, it was said that Bobby, he got it the worst. But equally, they all suffered.
Yeah, right, Gerard. I hear you being a mix, and having different nationalities in your family, but the most tragic is the ones between black and white.
The same amount of abuse.
In my opinion.
Bobby was beaten by him and mentally abused, emotionally abused by him.
My brother was never happy. He wanted to be loved. And seeing James as a baby, he didn't like James.
And not to bring this down, but my oldest brother was 5 years older than I was, and he was white. And when he went to school and he learned words like blackie, darky, he used to come home and beat my ass. And then beg me not to tell my father what he did. I'd be hiding under the sink. I still see his shoe coming down on me. Like that. When I was young, he pushed in a cigarette lighter and put it to my lips. That's the type of hatred that it wasn't something from him, coming from the home. His hatred, he learned from the school.
Getting all the attention, so he used to torture James because of that. Yeah, sure, I was my dad's pick. I remember having more toys. I got more attention. I got more love. I paid a dear price for it. Bob even beat me. He was always trying to kill me.
Bunny, she remembered years of sexual, emotional, mental, and physical abuse from their father, claiming that he began abusing her when she was 7 years old.
It started when I was 7 and it went on until I was around 13. I held that secret for the longest. And Bobby, being under me, was able to see that something was going on. We learned at a very early age that we couldn't trust Mama because Mama was afraid of Daddy too.
Bunny, she blames the siblings' shortcomings and troubles due to a difficult childhood, which led to them consuming drugs and committing crimes. Any of these accusations made by any of the DEBARGEs will be ultimately denied by Robert Sear. To deal with what was going on at home, they would begin experimenting with drugs, and Bobby, he was the first to
See, that's where the road differed from the Jacksons, from the DeBarge, is that the parents had a lot more control with the family. Joe Jackson, although some say he was a mean bastard, but you know he kept them in line and kept the eye on the prize. Whereas you know the DeBarge, there was no one. You know there was no head of household. There was no one who can really tell them, hey, you know you can't do that.
Do so, starting at the age of 15. In 1972, the family were relocated to Grand Rapids, Michigan. Mama DeBarge's brother was a pastor of the church that the family was going to. Mama DeBarge and Robert Sr., they would get divorced in 1974. Music was always a constant activity in the DeBarge's home. All of the children were highly skilled. Now, they didn't know how to read music, but they would learn how to play by ear. And for the siblings, music served them as an escape from reality.
We were so tight-knit, and we were going through so much. We would be at home sometimes. I remember this. And Bunny would back you up, because Bunny started it. We would harmonize around the house.
We sing when we were sad. We sing when...
You know, it's sad knowing that your household is so depressing. I mean, there's so much going on in it that the only connection that you can have with your siblings is to get along with to sing. That's the only time when you all move as one unit, was to sing.
We're happy. We wrote little songs together. Hallelujah, Jesus, buckle my shoe. Mama, Mama, Daddy, Daddy. We started writing very young. They were little silly songs, but we had our own little melodies.
I taught my children to sing because my father taught me how to sing, along with my other brothers and sisters who were really young.
Bobby, he began singing with his friend Gregory Williams after graduating Ottawa Hills High School in 1972. Performing in bars and anywhere they could, the duo.
Just bear with me. I'm going to dive into the music in a second. But I'm going to wait till it gets to a point where I'm going to start bringing in the music or introduce the music. So just hold on. And thanks for joining me. Hit that like button and Merry Christmas.
They will continue to do this until 1973, where they will get an opportunity presented by Barry White that they couldn't pass up. Gregory and Bobby, they would relocate to Phoenix, Arizona in order to acquire the gig, and they would recruit Jody Sims, and they would be known as White Heat.
Dear friend of mine called me up, and he said, we got a deal on the table with Barry White. Do you want to come and join?
So Greg and Bobby moved to Phoenix, Arizona, to secure a gig for the Soul Legend side project, White Heat. There, they met a fellow recruit, percussionist, Jody Sims.
White, he would produce their self-entitled album, which was released in 1975. Once this album flopped, they was dropped by White's label, and they would go on to create another album titled Pall Mall Groove that was released in 1977. Now, Bobby would...
But although that the project flopped, they had the experience. They were gaining knowledge in the industry of dealing with a veteran like Barry White, although he wasn't so much a trailblazer in the beginning, but you know, he was come on. You know, he was making himself be known.
Turned back home after the failure of this album, when his drug addiction will only get worse. While Bobby was away, Williams and Jody, they would relocate to Akron, Ohio, where they would begin touring the funk scene. Bobby's younger brother, Tommy, would join the group at this time. MC Clark, Eddie Flutigan, Philip Ingram, who was the brother of James Ingram, and Arnett Hayes made up the remainder of Williams' group. Now, the group would go on to Los Angeles, which at this time had served as Motown's headquarters. The band only had one cassette, which they would send to Jermaine Jackson, who actually liked it and wanted to book them for a gig to try them out. Williams knew that Bobby was the key to their success, but because he was on drugs, some of the members didn't want him to join, while others knew they needed Bobby. By this point, DeBarge, he had decided that he wanted to relaunch his music career. And Williams, he would phone Bobby to let him know what was going on. And Bobby vowed to quit using, and he would travel to LA, where the band would steal the show, especially when Bobby would switch from singing to playing the piano. In fact, they would all switch to one instrument to another. Susan DePaz would comment on the group saying that she never seen so many switches before and really enjoyed them. And actually, this is how they earned their name Switch.
Okay, we're gonna stop right there and throw in the first song. And the first song is by what they call themselves. Switch. I had a shot here with, you can see them. Oh, come on. I hope you're enjoying the holiday. As you see, mine just going as usual. Murphy's Law. I mean, there's a song, but I think I had a better live performance of them doing it. Okay, I don't. Okay, but here's a song from Switch, and it's called There Will Never Be. missed it, Rag Jam Rock. I thought I had it, but I missed it. Send it back, because you know I'm always interested in what you got to say.
Your ear.
Tommy was smooth. Okay, that was Bobby DeBarge, and that was the group that they officially put together after cutting from Barry White, and then finally decided they're going to do their own thing. So they got some members together, and
we were in the Motown building, and we were trying to get a record deal. We had one cassette.
We took our one tape having butts, got on the elevator. Who gets in but Jermaine Jackson and his wife Hazel Gordy, Barry Gordy's daughter. They agreed to hear the tape. Jermaine called us the next day. I heard the tape. I like you guys. What do you want to do? Well, we want a deal.
Jermaine wanted to have a showcase.
Well, as we're talking back and forth, letting the guys know this is happening, couldn't reach Arnie. Finally, Arnie answered the phone and told me that he couldn't come.
I said, well, listen, what do you think about we just pull Bobby back up in here?
Philip and I were like dead set against it. I mean, who cares what's going to happen in the future if we already have a problem to start? No.
There's an old saying that juice ain't worth the squeeze, right? Well, in Bobby's case, the juice was worth the squeeze. There was no doubt that if Bobby was there, we would get the record. So we're on stage, and here's this moment. We got to prove ourselves. And I just remember playing and switching up.
Bobby sang and played keyboards, then he's over here on the percussion. Philip sang and on the percussion, and then he goes, plays the bass. Tommy gets off his bass while he's singing and run over to the keyboard. We blew them away. After the show, Suzanne DePass makes the statement, I've never seen so much switching in my life.
That's how we got our name.
The band would immediately be signed to Motown, and they would begin working on their self-titled album, which was released on June 17, 1978. This album had reached the top position of number 37 on the Billboard 200 charts and number 6 on the Billboard Top Sold LP charts. Jermaine Jackson.
Let's throw in another song from Switch right about here.
I used to think about immature things. You know, like, do you love me? Do you want me? Are you gonna call me like you said you would? Is this really your real phone number?
Smooth.
But you know, I'm a man now, baby, a grown
Smooth.
man. And I came a long way. The Spears taught me one thing. Taught me to hold on to my love. Sometimes
Switch. One day, Rack Jam Rock, I'll tell you about my $65,000 lawsuit against James Ingram. It went nationwide, baby. It was a kiss that was talked about from coast to coast. No doubt. And got receipts. All right, that was Switch with I Call You. You know, it occurred to me that, that they weren't really calling his voice a falsetto. When by the time like early R&B and all that stuff came, it was saying the trigger with the high voice. You know, they didn't go too much into actually what octave it was, but it's the trigger with the high voice. Okay, let's go back. There's so much to get into this family about. Let me play a little bit more of it, and so this way you can kind of really get a good dose of it, like I did.
We were in the Motown building, and we were trying to get a record deal. We had one cassette.
We took our one tape having but got on the elevator. Who gets in but Jermaine Jackson and his wife Hazel Gordy, Barry Gordy's daughter. They agreed to hear the tape. Jermaine called us the next day. I heard the tape. I like you guys. What do you want to do? Well, we want a deal.
Jermaine wanted to have a showcase.
Well, as we're talking back and forth, letting the guys know this is happening, couldn't reach on.
You know, I'm laughing because showcases, when we had the pre-Grammy party in LA hosted by Vonnie Hilton Sweeney, a lot of artists, that's where they would showcase, because a lot of people from the industry were there, you know what I'm saying? So every year, Joe Jackson always showcased his new girl group. Joe Jackson had always had these girl groups he was showcasing.
Finally, Artie answered the phone and told me that he couldn't come.
I said, well, listen, what do you think about we just pull Bobby back up in here?
Philip and I were like dead set against it. I mean, who cares what's going to happen in the future if we already have a problem to start? You know?
There's an old saying, the juice ain't worth the squeeze, right? Well, in Bobby's case, the juice was worth the squeeze. There was no doubt that if Bobby was there, we would get the record deal. So we're on stage, and here's this moment. We got to prove ourselves. And I just remember playing it, switching up.
Bobby sang and played keyboards. Then he's over here on the percussion. Philip sang.
Did you get that? It said if the squeeze ain't worth the juice, then you don't mess with it. But if the juice ain't worth the squeeze, hey, you know what I'm saying? No.
And on the percussion, and then he goes, plays the bass. Tommy gets off his bass while he's singing and run over to the keyboard. We blew them away. After the show, Suzanne DeBarge makes the statement, I've never seen so much switching in my life.
That's how we got our name.
The band would immediately be signed to Motown, and they would begin working on a self-titled album, which was released on June 17, 1978. This album had reached the top position of number 37 on the Billboard 200 charts and number 6 on the Billboard Top Soul LP charts. Jermaine Jackson, he would produce this album, which contained one hit single with There'll Never Be. We are lying here. This album also had another popular single titled I Want to Be Closer. The next year, the band, they would strike gold with their second album titled Switch 2, which peaked at number 37 on the Billboard 200 charts and number 8 on the Billboard Top R&B album charts. This album had 2 hit singles with Best Beat in Town with harmonies and R&Bs you won't stop, and I'll Call Your Name. I'm not worried about a doggone thing. I'll take anything you bring. At this point, Switch had established itself as a record and performance draw, thanks to Bobby's versatile range and as well as the band's overall ability. The band, they would achieve gold once more in 1980 with the release of This Is My Dream. This album would peak at number 21 on the Billboard Top R&B album charts and number 85 on the Billboard 200 charts. This album was the only album during the band's time with Motown that wasn't produced by Jermaine Jackson. In fact, this album was produced by members of the group. This album had gave us 2 successful singles with You and I. You and I, you and I, you and I, you and I. And Love Over and Over Again. Bobby began using heroin and cocaine after years of sobriety. His drug usage started to cause a friction within the band.
You notice how in today's YouTubers, whenever they mention the word heroin, cocaine, rape, they always blurb it out or whatever, they don't use the actual words. So it kind of struck me hard that even in this video, while they're actually using it, other than just to demonize the individual and the act itself even more. Thank you, man.
But by this time, the band's fifth album was already complete with Switch 5, which was released in 1981 and peaked at 174 on the Billboard 200 charts and number 48 on the Billboard Top R&B Albums charts. This album would give us 2 hits.
The reason I kind of say that, because this comes to mind, when I was with the Godfather of Soul, this is one of the only pictures I've taken with him because I was his photographer, so very seldom where there was no selfies back then. I mean, there were, but I couldn't do that. So I was able to get a picture of him for that. But the first time I met him, in that beginning shot I showed you, the Temptations, Martha Reeves, and all of them. It was also Frankie Valli, Grace Slick, and a few others there. When Bonnie told me to go, that's where I met Bonnie, said me to go tell Mr. Brown that I said that I want you to photograph him. So I said, okay. So I went backstage. I said, Mr. Brown, my name is Gerard. I said, Bonnie I said, Miss Sweeney had asked me to take pictures of you. So he said, okay, fine. He just put it on his boots. I wish I could do it. I didn't do it the first day. But he said, never take a picture of me smoking a cigarette. And I said, sure, Mr. Brown, of course. That's where integrity comes in. So I never took a picture of him with cigarettes in the pictures or anything like that. But it bothered me when he passed away that the documentary that they did an excellent job, except it had one still picture in it by itself with no content or no relation to anything else other than him smoking a cigarette. And I said, wow, why they want to go and do that? If you knew him or knew anything about him, that's not how he wanted to be remembered. But that just goes to show you how some will go out their way to trash your legacy or your image. They still do it today in monumental ways.
Singles with I Do Love You, and Call On Me. Once Switch 5 was released, Motown extended an offer to Bobby for a solo contract. This contract was officially signed in 1983, but by then, Motown had teamed him and Tommy up with the rest of their siblings to produce them. Elle and Bunny, they will leave the group, but Motown also offered them a solo deal at this time in 1987. And as Elle and Bunny left, Bobby, he would make the decision to concentrate on his solo career. Nevertheless, he would have difficulties in trying to make this solo album, which was ultimately caused his solo career to prematurely fail. Bobby would lock that door for the time being and join his siblings in revamping DEBARGE. Bobby's career came to a halt in 1988 when he was convicted of drug trafficking with his younger brother Chico in Grand Rapids. Bobby and Chico were sentenced to 5 years in jail.
Then, in the summer of 1988, Bobby hit rock bottom. He and his brother Chico were arrested on drug trafficking charges and later sentenced to 6 years.
When Chico had finished out his term and Chico was relaunching his career, I got a call if I wanted to interview him for my magazine. And I said, sure, I'll interview him. Keep in mind that a lot of artists who I interview, I knew nothing about them. I knew nothing about their past, where they went, blah, 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 blah. But I knew enough to ask questions that would make an interesting read. And so anyway, I went up to his hotel room and we sat, we kicked it, we had a drink, and it was nice. He was very, very cool dude, talked very openly about his prison and, and about being arrested and everything. So I really appreciate that. My hat goes off to Chico. I hope he's doing well.
In federal prison.
Bobby would contract AIDS during the late 80s, and no one knows whether he caught it through reusing needles for drugs or while he was in jail. While battling AIDS, he would relaunch his solo career and complete his first and final solo album titled It's Not Over.
For Bobby DeBarge, there was no out. While still incarcerated, he was diagnosed HIV positive.
So during the 80s, Bobby and LaToya Jackson was dating. And actually, Bobby wrote the song You and I, which was about Jackson, and it was a response to her song Nighttime Lover. In 1984, the couple, they would break up, and Bobby would move on with Terry, who he would have 2 children with. Now, it's widely believed that Bobby was bisexual, and when he was incarcerated, he would act on his desires. This led to the rumor that he contracted.
I'm sorry, I'm sitting here feeling this nice breeze, looking out the window, looking at coconut trees with the notches in it, you know, that they use to climb up all the way up to the top to get the coconut. And I looked down and I saw somebody being a comment. So I missed it, so I apologize for that. I'm sorry if my eyes are not glued to the screen, but I'll shoot it again and I'll catch it, hopefully.
AIDS while he was incarcerated. Bobby, he will sadly pass away on August 16th, 1995 at the age of 39 for complications of AIDS.
2 years after his release in August of 1995, Bobby DeBarge died of AIDS complications spurred by a heroin addiction. He was 39 years old.
TV One aired a movie about Bobby's life in
You see, they didn't have to say due to heroin addiction. They could have just said due to his addiction, you know, and then just leave it like that. That's why I don't use certain words when I talk, you know, because they automatically, you know, bring up preconceived notions of that individual, you know, so that's why I changed them. And unless you're hip on my lingo, then you won't know what I'm talking about.
2019. Now, the movie wasn't horrible. The story was fantastic, but it was just the performance and the casting that made the movie average. But the Bobby DeBarge story is far superior than the Aaliyah movie. While brothers Bobby and Tommy was off having success, siblings Elle, Randy, Mark, and Bunny was brought to California where they was mentored by their brothers Bobby and Tommy. Also, the family friend Gregory. By 1980, the DeBarges was officially established.
The younger DeBarges had once followed their big brothers Bobby and Tommy to California to pursue their musical dreams. Now they began to mimic their bad habits as well.
At the time, Bobby, he was gaining a lot of success with a lot more opportunities.
You're absolutely
he was
right.
able to perform live with the band playing piano, which really went well. Eventually, he would do the same for Berry Gordy, who was very impressed and agreed to sign the siblings. In the beginning years of the DeBarges, they would provide background vocals for Switch. But once when Bobby got a solo offer from Motown, he would leave and begin producing his siblings' material. Now, Bobby, Bunny, and Elle, they would produce the group's debut album. Now, although this album didn't have any hit singles, it did have a very popular song titled What's Your Name?
What's your name? Please tell me.
After this album had failed, they would decide to add
I wonder if I put that in the playlist, What's Your Name, the first one. I know which one I did put in there, but because it's one of my favorites that's still on my playlist to this day. No, it's not. Okay, so let me go back to where we were.
Little brother James and cousin Cameron to the band. They would begin working on their second album, which was released as All This Love. This album peaked at number 24 on the Billboard 200 charts and number 3 on the Billboard Top R&B Albums charts, also selling over 500,000 copies, going certified gold. This album had...
Now, I want to stop right there because I'm going to tell you about this song. I was living in San Francisco at the time. In fact, I was managing a house in San Francisco, rooms and what have you. And there's one of my tenants, his name was Juan. I never forget him. He was gay. I'll never forget him. He was short, maybe a little taller than 5 feet. He was Nigerian black. those of you who know what I'm talking about, know what I'm talking about. And he had one of these Errol Flynn type little mustache. It's like this. And we were laying on the bed one time, you know, because we had a nice view, you know, of the street. And we was talking and everything. And I remember him turning to me when this song came on, you know, and I was listening to it. And he said, Gerard, he said, live your life. He said, be happy. And I never forgot that. I never forgot the glow in his eye. Because he was so black, his eyes were so white. You know the type of brother I'm talking about. You know, this song always stuck with me. And then when I had my daughters, I changed the words from I say you really love me, Gianna, say you really love me, Janelle. And then I say, all this love, I'm waiting for you, my daughters, you know, my little girls, like this. So anyway, so I'm gonna play this song right here. And this is called All My Love. And it's from the DEBARGE, and it's my favorite song. And it's always on my playlist. But I found this performance of the song that I want to share.
Masters.
Some problems,
and no one could seem to solve them.
No one could help me,
but you found the answer.
But you had the answer.
You told me to take this chance,
and learn the ways of love, my children, and all that it has to offer. And I will see that love won't let you down. Won't let you down. Yeah, won't let you down. Oh yeah. You said that you loved me, and hardly came to pass me.
It sounded
so convincing
that
I gave it half the chance to learn the ways of love, my daughters.
There is so much love inside me,
and all that I have, I give my love to you.
All my love, baby,
and all this love is waiting for you too, my babies, my girls, and all this love is waiting for you too. I had some problems. We all do.
and no one
can sing the song. No one can help me. But you two, you had the answer. So I only have a chance to learn the way of love, my daughters, and all that it has to offer. And all that I have, I give my all to you too. All my love, and all this love is waiting for you too, my daughters,
my baby,
my children,
and maybe all
this is waiting for you too,
my sugar,
my babies. After all, some happy place up in the sky. I love you so dearly, and all the same, there's no need to wonder why. I need you, please hear me. Say you really love me, Gianna. Say you really love me, Janelle. Cause I really love you, Gianna. You know I really love you, Janelle. Say you really love me, Gianna. Say you really love me, Janelle. Cause I really love you, Gianna. You know I really love you, Janelle. Say you love me. So yeah, so that song is something special because every time I sing that song, I think about that song. You know, I think about my daughters, and and I like changing the lyrics to where it actually applies to them. Okay, we're gonna play a little bit more of this. The Barge.
This album had failed. They would decide to add their little brother, James, and cousin Cameron to the band. They would begin working on their second album, which was released as All This Love. This album peaked at number 24 on the Billboard 200 charts and number 3 on the Billboard Top R&B Albums charts, also selling over 500,000 copies, going certified gold. This album had 3 hit singles with Stop Don't Tease Me,
So baby, it's time to love.
I Like It, and All This Love.
I had some problems.
In 1983, they would make a huge impression on the world during the broadcast of Motown 25. That same year, they would release a third album titled In a Special Way, which peaked at number 36 on the Billboard 200 charts, number 4 on the Billboard Top R&B Albums charts, also selling over 500,000 copies, going certified gold. This album would give us 2 hit singles with Time Will Reveal
Fulfill me of my dream time.
and Love Me in a Special Way.
You knew you had me.
The group began to see a lot of success after being handpicked.
Let me see if I can find another DeBarge song to share with you about this time. They just talked about Time Will Reveal. So let's play that one because I like that one. Hold on a second.
Gentlemen, DeBarge.
Good morning, how are you? Say hello to my classic soul. Yeah, so what's your plans for today? Did you dream? Did you sleep good? You didn't sleep good?
I sleep good.
You slept good but no dream? No nightmares? What's your plan for today? Huh?
Have a good morning.
Have a good morning, that's right. Okay, I see you, my hookers. So this is Time Will Reveal.
What can I do to make you feel secure? Remove all your doubts so that you know for sure that you're the apple of my eye, girl. Fulfill me of my dream time. Show the value of just what you mean to me. More precious than silver, more precious than diamond rings or anything that I could give you. It wouldn't mean a thing if you didn't have my love beside you there to guide you through. But it ain't good to know you do. I know just how you feel, but this time love's for real. This time it will reveal the special love that's deep inside of us. Will all reveal in time. Oh, I tell you I love you, but you won't believe it's true. More precious than silver, more precious than diamond rings or anything that I could give you. It wouldn't mean a thing if you didn't have my love beside you there to guide you through. But it ain't good to know you do. I know just how you feel, but this time love's for real. Time will reveal the
Listen to that voice. Oh my God.
deep inside of us. Will all reveal in time.
entertain. You gotta understand, most of their music was just that swing music, you know? It wasn't all that excitement, hype, hip hop, hippity hop, hop, you don't stop there, but the bang bang. They were smooth, baby boy. They were just smooth. Listen to that boy. Sing out, sing out. All right, that was DEBARGE. And right now we've been all morning looking at Switch and into DEBARGE, and now we're moving to the DEBARGE part of the family after some of the tragic circumstances or Murphy's Law, we can't go wrong with, and a little history more, and then we're going to see if we can probably stick a pin in it. Okay, we're saying no connection. There we go.
Tried to add their little brother, James, and cousin Cameron to the band. They would begin working on their second album with...
See, just like the Jacksons, each time a member came into an age, to come into the band, to be a part of it, they did the same thing. So just like the newer members of the DEBARGE, they pulled them right on in.
Was released as All This Love. This album peaked at number 24 on the Billboard 200 charts and number 3 on the...
But you have to remember, they didn't have the strong hand and guidance of Joe Jackson, and to guide them or keep them on the track. They were at the whims of whatever it is that what they were going through at the time, or whoever it was they chose to believe in at the time, or whatever it was that they were smoking at the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's but yet and still they were still able to make a mark in the industry. No matter how long or how successful, they were all able to achieve their dream, to become a performer, an entertainer, and probably cut a hit record.
Billboard Top R&B Albums charts, also selling over 500,000 copies, going certified gold. This album had 3 hit singles with "Stop Don't Tease Me,"
So baby, you got to know.
"I Like It," and "All This Love."
I had some problems.
In 1983, they would make a huge impression on the world during the broadcast of Motown 25. That same year, they would release a third album titled In a Special Way, which peaked at number 36 on the Billboard 200 charts, number 4 on the Billboard Top R&B Albums charts, also selling over 500,000 copies, going certified gold. This album would give us 2 hit singles with "Time Will Reveal"
Fulfill me all my time.
and "Love Me in a Special Way."
You knew you had me.
The group began to see a lot of success after being handpicked by Luther Vandross to open up for him for his tour in 1983. In 1985, they would release a single for Berry Gordy's The Last Dragon film, and this single will be known as "Rhythm of the Night."
Okay, we're gonna stop right there, and we're gonna play "Rhythm of the Night," because this was one of their largest success recordings. It was also part of the soundtrack and rhythm of the night. I mean, the last dragon.
When it feels like the world is on your shoulders and all of the madness has got you going crazy, it's time to get out, step out into the street where all of the action is right there at your feet. Well, I know a place where we can dance the whole night away underneath the electric stars. Just come with me and we can shake your blues right away. You'll be doing fine when the music starts. Oh, to the beat of the rhythm of the night, dance until the morning light. Forget about the worries on your mind. You can leave them all behind. To the beat of the rhythm of the night, oh, the rhythm of the night. Oh, yeah. Look out on the street now, the party's just beginning. The music's playing, a celebration line. Under the street lights, the scene is being set. A night for romance, a night you won't forget. So come join the fun, this ain't no time to be staying home. Ooh, there's too much going on. Tonight is gonna be a night like you never know. We're gonna have a good time the whole night long. Oh, to the beat of the rhythm of the night, dance until the morning light. Forget about the worries on your mind. You can leave them all behind. To the beat of the rhythm of the night, oh, the rhythm of the night. Oh, come join the fun, this ain't no time to be staying home. Ooh, there's too much going on. Tonight is gonna be a night like you never know. We're gonna have a good time the whole night long. To the beat of the rhythm of the night, dance until the morning light. Forget about the worries on your mind.
That recent,
Leave it all behind. Dance until the morning light. Forget about the worries on your mind. To the beat of the rhythm of the night. Forget about the worries on your mind. To the beat of the rhythm of the night.
Wow.
Forget about the worries on your mind.
I'm not ashamed to say this is the first time I'm seeing this video in its entirety and seeing El DeBarge do those steps like that, make those moves. Ah, that was sweet, El. I really appreciate that.
The music's playing, it's a celebration. The music's playing, everybody dance to the beat of the rhythm of the
Good boy, good boy.
Forget about the worries on your mind. You can leave them all. To the beat of the rhythm of the night, dance until the morning light. Forget about the worries on your mind. You can leave them all. To the beat of the rhythm of the night, dance until
Okay, that was El DeBarge. DeBarge. And again, the rhythm of the night, that was off the soundtrack of The Last Dragon. Let's do a little bit more of this beat.
This album had failed. They would decide to add their little brother, James, and cousin Cameron to the band. They would begin working on their second album, which was released as All This Love. This album peaked at number 24 on the Billboard 200 charts and number 3 on the Billboard Top R&B Albums charts, also selling over 500,000 copies, going certified gold. This album had 3 hit singles with Stop Don't Tease Me.
You know I am over my 30 minutes, but you know what? This is my Christmas show. So sit back and enjoy it, baby.
I Like It and All This Love.
I got more to share with you.
In 1983, they would make a huge impression on the world during the broadcasting of Motown 25. That same year, they would release a third album titled In a Special Way, which peaked at number 36 on the Billboard 200 charts, number 4 on the Billboard Top R&B Albums charts, also selling over 500,000 copies, going certified gold.
Welcome.
This
Don't
album
forget
would
to
give
that
us
light
2 hit
on your way
singles
out.
with Time Will Be Built
Fulfill me all my dreams. Time.
and Love Me in a Special Way.
You had me.
The group began to see a lot of success after being handpicked by Luther Vandross to open up for him for his tour in 1983.
Sorry, he went
In
back.
1985, they would release a single for Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon film, and this single will be known as Rhythm of the Night. In 1986, Elle and Bunny that was offered their own solo deals by Motown. Now, without the powerful harmonies of Elle and Bunny, the rest of the DeBarges, that was not considered commercial enough for Motown. So, that was released in 1986.
Like
and
that
next year,
sometime.
Bobby, he would join the group, but he was unsuccessful in his efforts to secure the group a record deal. But they will ultimately sign a contract with an independent record company.
Now, when they say that Bobby was not able to help them secure a record deal with Motown or whoever it was, with the three of them were going after, it wasn't due to lack of talent. It was due to them not wanting to put up with the antics of Bobby, knowing that he was going through, how he was moving too fast, and how it was affecting, his professionalism in the industry. So it's not like they weren't good enough. It's just that they saw the writings in the wall that that the juice is not worth the squeeze from this lemon.
Company titled Strike Horse Records. They would release a final album titled Bad Boys, which would fail to chart. Now, even still, the label had lacked the resources to promote the album. Since it was so small, the album would still score 2 hit singles with Dance All Night and I Got You Babe. The DeBarge's career continued to flourish.
They wrote some beautiful love songs. I mean, Elle and Bunny and the writing staff, they wrote some beautiful, beautiful songs. I mean, the kind of songs that, Secret Garden, the kind of songs that make you just want to just lay down and just look into the eyes of who you're with and just let the music play.
As they hired their younger brother Chico in 1988. Chico and Bobby that was caught for drug trafficking and sentenced to 5 years in jail, causing the group to split up in 1989. Switch and the DeBarges are 2 iconic bands who gave us many beautiful tunes. These bands would gain so much popularity that many popular artists would sample their songs, including the notorious B.I.G. single, One More Chance.
First things first, I pop freaks all the honeys, dummies, Playboy bunnies.
Mary J. Blige would cover the DeBarge single, Share My World. Tupac singles, I Ain't Mad at You.
Wow. We used to holler at the hoochie on the same line.
Backstreet.
Let me see.
No.
Blackstreet too, yeah. Tupac, yeah. That's what they're talking about. Rag Jamrock, you're always on time, baby. You know what you're talking about. Yeah, I wish I knew the music that well, that at that time when those songs were coming out, I could have said that they were samples from another song, but I didn't know. I'm learning a lot of stuff about my musical culture, even as I'm doing this. Okay, let's go on.
Leave me.
You got your problem, and I got mine.
Ashanti, Foolish.
See, my days are cold without you.
I got some great shots of her.
Mariah Carey, I'll Be Loving You. And Rich Boy, Those Some D's, among many more.
Throw some D's. Throw some dollars, I don't know. Throw some dick, I don't know. Throw some dogs, I don't know.
Bunny launched her only solo project titled In Love in 1986, but due to Motown's aim to promote only the singers that really brought significant amount of money, also focusing on the entertainment business, her record will underperform due to the lack of promotion. She is well known for her hit Save the Best for Me, in addition to her time with DEBARGE. Bunny is currently a gospel artist who records.
You know, an artist knows when the label is not putting muscle behind your project for it to be successful. You know, that was the problem with Michael Jackson when right there, whatever. That was when Cadillac was big time. Oh, okay. Okay, I thought it was the group. You know, it's funny, real quick, you know, I've been having the Cadillacs, I've been having the Platters, I've been having, there's another group on my mind, I'm thinking about doing something about them. But getting back to not putting muscle behind a project, that's what happened when Michael Jackson did his project. I can't remember the name of it, but he swore that Tony Montella from Sony was not putting the type of energy into the success of his project because, you know, Michael Jackson had put up the collection, you know, of his interest to ensure that he felt the project was going to be successful and going to make money. But when he saw that Tony Montella was not, you know, promoting it, was not putting it out there the way it was supposed to be put out there, that's when he went to Al Sharpton and say, Al, you know, I need to draw light to this. And that's when Reverend Al Sharpton had a music summit. And that's where I got this picture from. I don't know if you can see it on my shoulder, this one right here. I don't know how to do this. This one right here, you know, of them holding campus. I presented to the Reverend Al Sharpton, Michael Jackson sitting behind his desk. It made the news, there was some stuff like this or whatever about that photograph. But anyway, that's what he was saying. And it wasn't until, you know, Michael could have very well have lost a lot of his investments, you know, if it wasn't for a country or a Saudi or, you know, a sheik, you know, in one of those countries that says, Michael, come here. We will take care of the interest. We will make sure you don't lose it. All this, and Michael said, okay, thank you, I'll be right there. So Michael went over to Saudi Arabia or wherever, and, you know, he started, you know, set up here, put the light over there, put the chairs over there. I need something over here. And they were saying, look, this is not worth that. Michael, we love you, but you got to go. You know, but his debt was taken care of. But that's what she's talking about. You know, that she had a project. She didn't feel that the industry put the muscle behind to make her project successful.
Independent.
Bunny.
After the DEBARGE split, James hasn't really had any solo success. His work with the DEBARGE and his 1984 marriage to Janet Jackson is what made him most famous. Due to DEBARGE's substance abuse issues and Jackson's displeasure in their marriage,
Dre going global.
there was a annuled
Merry
in
Christmas, you brother.
1985.
James DEBARGE had a surprise of his own. That same year, at age 20, he quietly eloped with his 18-year-old girlfriend, Janet Jackson.
I was in a store. I looked over, you know, one of the magazines, there's James and Janet, and it was like they were married. And I'm like, what?
In fact, James was living in the Jackson estate at the time of their marriage.
I was there because, according to their mother, that's what she was most comfortable with. We're gonna be together.
But James and Janet's marriage was annulled less than a year later.
I don't believe that anyone would be able to say that drugs didn't play a part in their breakup. But it was a series of events and a series of things, that a lot of them are private, that took place between me and her. And Dad buried us both. It was the right love at the wrong time.
That's right, my brother. What he's saying is our business was not everybody's business for the reason why we did what we did. Stay out of it. Go live your own life. Chico, my brother.
When Chico's solo album was released in 1986, he was just 18 years old. The album would reach his top positions, peaking at number 90 on the Billboard 200 charts and number 25 on the Billboard Top R&B Album charts. Chico, he was deemed to be the DEBARGE's new star after the release of his debut album. His career would take off with singles such as Talk to Me, The Girl Next Door, I've Been Watching You, Rainy Night, and Kids Series. Like the up.
I want to see. Did I put a Chico DeBarge song in this playlist? Because I should have. I've had personal affiliations with him or interaction with him. Chico DeBarge. Whatever the first one is, come up.
Chico DeBarge.
Yeah. Love's Still Good. I hope this is a video. Let me see. Is this a video? Let's see. Yeah. I gotta give this brother his respects, his props, because he gave me a play. Let me interview him. I'm gonna give him a play and give him some shine because he gave me props by agreeing to allow me to interview him. So for that, I'm forever grateful for this artist here, Chico DeBarge, for giving me his time and trusting me enough to bring me up in this hotel room, and do this interview because the world is crazy out there. Chico who's ever available.
Out on the road, just got my papers, honey. I'm really home. So what's going on, sugar? How is your life, baby? It's so good to be back. You're still fine as a game we
I need a drink.
Oh, I heard you got babies. Let's go do the play at the park where we used to make love at the time, baby.
This is how he looked when I interviewed him.
I didn't know I was your first. I was your soldier, baby. Everything real, but you fell in love. I lost my breath.
I wish I could give it to you from the same hostess.
Got so much, baby, I can offer you. I'm a man, I'm more than a boy, so I'm able with life on the streets and got you and oh, baby. Still good, baby. Still good. Wanna know, baby. Gotta know, baby.
Come here, bring that. Hold that. Come here. Say, this is for you, Dre. Go ahead, say. Say for you, Dre. Look, come here. Say for you, Dre. Say for you.
Say for you.
Dre.
Dre.
Okay? That's for you, Dre. I passed you a Dre. Thank you, Malin. Okay, you happy, brother? Who loves you, baby? Merry Christmas. That's my gift to you.
Back in the day, we used to fight around.
I want to remind you that you're watching Gerard Sunday Morning Classic as time goes by, so there's music. And right now you're listening to Chico DeBarge. Merry Christmas to you too, my brother.
You love me, wish I had stayed right there in your arms, underneath the stars. We still make beautiful love. Every night, every day, we would wake up to a brighter morning, baby. You are here for me. Why did you walk out on me, baby? When I'm down, baby. I'll still remember every night in your basement. There in the dark, we made love.
You got a good voice. He was the chosen one.
Reminiscing, we got much time, baby, to catch up for dating. So let's take our time, baby. Get to know each other all over again. I'll never say no. I'm a baby, dear lover. All over. Oh, baby, do you still want to like you used to the day?
Okay, that was Chico DeBarge, and then you can see he was definitely the lover of the group, man. I mean, my goodness. He was the chosen one to carry on with the voice. Okay, let's go back to a little bit more of this beam footage. We're almost through it, but until we get through it, we still got more to play. So just hold on. Okay, let's see. Here we are. Okay.
Like the other DeBarges, Chico, he was struggling with drugs and also served time in prison.
In the years since Bobby's death, several members of the DeBarge family have struggled through recurring stints in prison.
You know, I can't knock the brother. I can't knock what people go through in their life or what they had gone through, thinking that that's what it would take for them to be successful. You understand? I mean, I went through it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I got locked up too. You know what I'm saying? And yes, and I made a decision to turn my life around. Yes, but during that time when you're in the thick of things, it's like, hey, man, hey, this is it. I'm in with the in crowd, and I go where the in crowd go. I'm in with the in crowd, and I know what I know.
Or both. After serving time in prison, Jonathan Chico DeBarge enjoyed pop success in the 90s as a solo artist with the hard-edged neo-soul album, Long Time No See.
Just to put context on Chico DeBarge, I got out of prison in 1999. He got out in 1996. He started doing this thing and whatever. So I interviewed him without looking at my magazine. I think I interviewed him in 2000. After he got out of prison, when he started promoting his project.
L, he saw success early in his career with the singles Who's Johnny, Love Always, and Someone, among many more hits. His career was put on hold during the 90s due to drug and personal issues. L thinks his drug addiction began when he started to get prescription drugs after having a tooth pulled.
His solo career fizzled as he gradually succumbed to a familiar family curse.
El told me he had his little trip to the dentist. They gave him pills to make the pain go away, and he liked the way the pills felt. And that was the same high that his brothers were experiencing. He said that's how he started.
L, he would encounter authorities on several occasions. First in 2001 when he was detained for drug possession. Again in 2006 when he was detained for a controlled substance. 2008 he was arrested for having crack cocaine and possession of a controlled substance, followed by a 2007 arrest for domestic violence and cocaine possession. And just as of recently, in January 2023, he was arrested again for possession of drug paraphernalia. There aren't many families left where every member is very talented. The DeBarges are among the most gifted. They are unquestionably one of the greatest sibling groups of all time. L is the most well-known, and Chico had the most successful career. But when it comes down to sheer skill and voice, that was Bobby. The entire family might have reached never-before-seen heights. Hell, they might have even been greater than the Jacksons if it wasn't for their demons, which most of them are still fighting to this day.
Okay. I don't know what the hell you're watching, but I'm talking to Joanne. Oh, that's the end of the story. Oh, great. Hallelujah. Okay, so I hope you got a good dose of what went on between Switch and the DEBARGE. Okay, so I was surprised I was able to play this. We're already into 94 minutes, but it's okay because you know what? It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Oh, Jesus' birthday. It's your birthday. Okay, so let me play some, let me throw some stories in there. First, let me throw in a story about, let's see, something like that. I gotta do my hair today. Do something, a story about the DEBARGE. Okay, for those of you who don't know, I was with Billy Preston. I was with Billy Preston and his last project called The Next Step. It was, I had a friend named Quentin. You might see his brother on the video of David Lee Roth of Just a Gigolo. So if you watch that video called Just a Gigolo by David Lee Roth, where he has impersonators impersonating certain artists. Well, there's one that he has called Michael Jackson, and he's doing the impersonation of Michael Jackson on the table. And he was the first recognized Michael Jackson impersonator, in the industry. His name was Bert Simon. And, so you'll see him there. Well, this is his brother Quentin. With Bert, I was also his pharmacist, and one day he came over, and he wanted to fulfill his prescription, and I gave him his prescription, and he decided to prepare right there, and the container broke, and he was on the floor like this, trying to get blood coming off his fingers like this, and I said, Michael, get off the floor. I may not have sold to Michael Jackson, but I sold to someone who's a reasonable fact similar to. Okay, so anyway, he had a brother named Quentin, and Quentin was, him and I worked together in this place called Graphic something or other. I'm a black and white lab technician. He was a black and white lab technician. So this is what we did, and I became a pharmacist. And so he told me about Billy Preston and come up to there and told me to bring something. So I said, okay. So I went up to meet Billy, and when I got to Billy Preston's place, he was laying on the couch and sleeping. So Quentin said, Billy, wake up. I want you somebody to meet. And Billy didn't move. So he said, Billy, he has product. And Billy popped up and hey, Billy, I didn't know who Billy Preston was. I knew nothing about his credentials. I knew nothing about the contribution that he had already made to music. Nothing about anything about that. I did not know nothing. But he was in the studio that week, and so he says, you come by the studio, so I come by the studio at night. when they were putting it down. When I go to the studio, yes, I bring my medicine bag, and I always had an Old English 800, and I pour an airport bottle of Jack Daniels in it, and I am cool for the night. That's the only thing I have. In fact, when I go out now to drink, all I do is drink. They're like, give me 2 shots of Hennessy and a Heineken, and that's all I need. And then, I walk around all night sipping on those 2 items, because in most places it's a 2-drink minimum. I took it a step farther, got 3. Now leave me alone. You don't need to keep rushing me. I'm cool. When I need something, I'll let you know. So anyway, that was my thing, the 800 and the airport bottle of Jack Daniels. Of course, my being there, Billy was putting down his track. So his manager came to me. It's not Ralph. I can't remember the manager's name. Billy was putting this down through Sheikah Production. I don't even heard of Sheikah Production, but Sheikah Production was a label that it was owned by a Sheik. What makes this Sheik stand out? Because when he moved into Beverly Hills, he started putting genitals on all the statues. So people said, look what he's doing to all this, this ancient, this classic stuff. And so that's what he did. And his wife was managing the label. So him and his wife had a fallout, and so he withdrew her money, and and as a result, she couldn't go on producing the album. The album was called I can't remember what it was. It turned out to be The Next Step, if you find it. And the mother of my kids at that time, I'll tell you another story, but this is about the story. The mother of my kids at that time, we had, she was an artist, did pixelation, so she did an outstanding pixelation for the cover of the album, and I used my photography because I was covering it for 1 week, all the different shots and all the different things of what went on. There was Paulina da Costa, the famous percussionist. There was Joe Hicks. There was also Ralph Benatas. People who you look, if you know the industry, you know. And so anyway, whenever we finished in the studio, we went back to Billy's Ranch. And so we go to Billy's Ranch, and of course he's still high off the night. And he's at the piano, and he's playing, right? So he's playing on the piano like this, and he's telling stories. So I always had my cassette player, and I would always record the stories. So what happened was that, before we go, he said, Gerard, he said, give me the tape. So I'm gonna give him the tape. So this one time, I got out of there, and I had the tape. And this was the time when he was talking about Little Richard. He would say, they don't make songs like this because of Little Richard. And he told the story, he was performing with the Beatles, and they were in the hotel room, and Ringo, or George came running into Billy's room. Billy, what's wrong with Little Richard? And Billy got up and ran to his door, and when he did, he saw Little Richard with his door open, sitting in a chair, naked, with a towel across his lap, masturbating and reading the Bible. I said, oh, no. And I got out of the studio with that cassette tape. I said, oh, yes. And so, but sure enough, it was only, I didn't take the tapes out that morning. And that night, bring them upstairs, so I left them in the car. So what happened was that in the morning, that one tape was missing. You guessed it was that. So anyway, during that week when I'm playing with the, wait, before I go on with the story about the DEBARGE, let me play another song, because I know that's going on pretty long. We won't say I like it. Maybe we did Rhythm of the Night. Time will reveal. Okay. We will hold on to who's holding Donna now. And that's a special song. I give a tribute out to somebody who I was just talking about. Okay. Let's go with this one. It's called I Like It by the DEBARGE.
Thinking about you for quite a while. You're on my mind every day and every night. My every thought is you.
Oh yes! Oh yes! Nothing from Nothing by Billy Preston. Yes.
To me, I must confess it, girl.
baby. I like it, I like it, I like it.
Honest by you. Just one more time. You're on my mind every day and every night.
I like the things that you do, the things you do.
Seems so satisfying to me. I must confess it, girl. Ooh, I like it. You send chills up my spine every time I take a look at you. Ooh, and I like it. And girl, you're blowing my mind with the things you say. I like the way you comb your hair. I like those special clothes you wear. And just those little things you do that shows how much you really care. Like when I'm all alone with you, I love exactly what you do. I love the signs that you and make you know you're free.
Sing out, sing out, sing out. I like every little thing you do, baby. You know what, El? You tell him, you know what? If you don't know what to do, what I do to you, you do to me. That's what you gotta do. Take my lead. Ooh, that was DeBarge, and I like it. Okay, now let me see. Oh, where was I at? Oh yeah, I was talking about in the studio with Billy Preston, like that. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So that's the story he said about what's his name, Little Richard. They don't write songs like that because of Little Richard. Okay, but anyway, so I'm sitting on the piano stool with Billy. I'm sitting. Billy's right here. I'm right here, and Billy is like. Billy turned to me like this, and you know, mine being a doctor, I could give him his prescription, and like this, and so you know, he play a little bit more, and he'll turn the other way, and because I'm the pharmacist, I give him his prescription, like this, and so I tell Billy, you know, I said, Billy, the only thing I know is that, and. The next day, we came into the studio, and he played a song. I want you to listen to that track. Oh, wait. Shit, this is Christmas. I can do it like this. Let's see if we'll find it. So, let me see. Yes, because you know why I think I can find it, because I did Billy Preston one Sunday. So I know I have the music here. Remember, I'm on show 46. Big ups to me, you know, because here we are, 46. Let me see. Okay. I'm gonna play this song for you, so just hold on. Let me see. Which one is he in? Okay, here it is, Billy Preston. Now, we're in the studio now, and I told you that the night before, I said, Billy, the only thing I know on the piano is this. It's the finger scale. And so he came in the next day and he played this for me. This is all this all has to do with the DEBARGE story I'm going to tell you about.
Here's a track off the new Billy Preston album, On the Air. It's exactly 5 p.m., the beginning of a wonderful Friday evening. Time to get off work, forget your troubles, and dance.
You ready? Here we go.
My shoes, my blues, gonna hit the street and cruise and dance. Go to town, all around, watch my friends getting down and dance. On the street where we meet, got the beat.
Okay, that was just to show you the hook about that song, Let's Dance. That's your boy. That's your boy doing that. Okay, so anyway, so what happened was that we're there, and Billy has these people in over. Of course, I don't know who's who. What's coming in, who's going out. All I know is that I got a dual purpose here. I'm a photographer and I'm a pharmacist. So if you want to throw out people who are useless, throw them out. But I'm useless on both sides of the street. So anyway, they were gonna make a run. Billy had these guys over. Light skinned. I didn't think much about them because I don't know who they were. So they're gonna go down there and all that stuff. And I said, Billy, we're gonna take the rolls. And they said, yeah. Billy said, yeah, go ahead, take the rolls. And so I said, Billy, I never rode in a Rolls Royce. Can I go with them to the store? He says, yeah, sure, go. He says, go, Gerard. So when I went to get in the car, they said, stop. You can't come. You stay here. We're gonna go like this. I said, okay. It was the DeBarge brothers. If they had known that I was the pharmacist for Billy Preston, they would have walked up here with open arms. But because they didn't know, they missed out, because that's what they were up there for. They were up there for Billy because that was one of my drop-off spots for Billy to distribute for whatever it is or whoever it was he wanted to distribute to. Okay? All right, so anyway, okay, yeah, so we finished that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play a song. I'm gonna play a song from, hold on a second. This is a young lady who I know, and she is, she's been someone who's been in my life for a long time since I've been in the Philippines. In fact, when I met her on the street, I tore 2,000 pesos in half and gave her one half of it, and that's what I call it, 2,000 peso. And so, but be that as it may, we went on to become friends, and we always looked out for each other. She's even brought me food when I didn't even have anything to eat in my own house. She would come by and drop it off at the door, and I used to have to go downstairs and get it. Hold on a second. Well, she's finally gotten her life together, which is good, and she's going on, I guess, doing big things, you might say. She might be planning on getting married or what have you, which I wish her the best in her getting married. She met someone who is willing to help her, you know, not only reach for that brass ring, but get that brass ring. And one of her favorite songs that she loved to karaoke and sing. I'm gonna show you what it is now. But let me kind of give you an idea of who she is. Okay, see, this is who she is. Her name is Joanne. I call her Hot Mess, but as you can see, she has found a partner for herself, which is good. So I wish her all the best. But this is one of her songs that she always loved to play and do karaoke, and it's called "Who's Holding Donna Now." If you know my other YouTube channels, you will find her on there, and truly, you would enjoy the video. Okay, so. So this is for you, Joanne.
Sometimes I love won't let go.
Thank you, Right Jam. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Right Jam Rock. Merry Christmas to you and your family too as well. Oh, yeah, give it.
Everybody's telling me they'll be over eventually.
Say Merry Christmas. Say Merry Christmas. Someone did wonder who's holding Johnny now. Just wondering who's on. She's now and all.
There's nothing other than you to be in his shoes somehow. And I keep wondering who's holding down now. If you open the magic can be found to turn me back to the one who's holding down love now.
One thing about Hot Mess, she used to know I used to wake up like, I'm working in the G hours of the night, so like about anything on the other side of 12, I'm up. And so she would call me and say, I said, yeah, I'm up. So she would come by in case she didn't have a place to stay or whatever. She was always welcome, to have a place to stay and sleep till the morning comes or whatever. Or she would always find items to sell me, and I always was very happy to buy them from her. Except she would always borrow them from me, and then I would never see them again. But it's quite all right. But she's been there for me, and I really appreciate her and thank her. And I'm happy that she found someone, to help make her dream come true and possibly go into the United States. So Joanne, Merry Christmas to you and your Tupac. That's between her and I. I'll talk to you later. Peace.
Tell me this is just a dream. When I wake up, she'll be here next to me. Tell me it will be just the way you
Joanne was that kind of girl that you would wonder, I wonder who's holding her now. I wonder whose heart she's knocking around. You know, have you, if you're a guy, if you've been with someone and you wonder, I wonder who's holding her now. I wonder who she's with now. I wonder if she's happy. I wonder if she's missing me. Chances are not, because if she was, she would still be there. That's necessary too. If you're broke, I don't know. Okay, so anyway, if you're watching Gerard Sunday Morning Classics, we've been listening to a switch in the bars. Let me look over here and make sure I played everything that I want you to hear. All this love. I like it. Yeah, I played. I like it. Okay, so with that being done, let me end up with this. Okay, so Merry Christmas. Girl, try to remember when we didn't have no shoes, how we made it downtown to the welfare office, the church, and just me, Red Cross. We went and got ours. Took a long I want to thank you. Trying to get what we got now, baby. I want to thank you for rolling with me on today's Sunday Morning Classics. As time goes by, so does music. And yes, we were in the business of switch and Debarge. So I hope you enjoy that. Okay, so I wish you all a Merry Christmas. And those who are from the group who have passed away, you know what time it is. Take your place in that group shot in the sky in Thug Mansion, waiting for me to come there and take. And let them all know I will always love them more, and it won't be too long before I'll be there to take that picture. All right? So with that, remember, dreams are nothing more than plans awaiting action. Never disrespect Elliot with blow someone out. And sometimes you're the only one to see a vision. And the best revenge in life is to live good. I'm living good today. I hope you are too. If you're lucky enough to have a woman like Ollie Woodson, treat her like a lady. And ladies, if you're lucky to have a good man like me, make him feel like a king and never say no or never owe. I'll talk to you later. Peace. Hey, you know what? Let's let these fellas play a little bit. Felipe Wayne. This is Felipe Wayne from the Spinners, baby. Don't let the green grass fool you, baby. You know why? Because you never change your mind. Think of me, just think of me. When the world trying to show I'll be here, baby. And right there, that's where you belong. You know, I had a lady a couple days that, I'm at Freddie making Cadillac. always drive a bucket.
But baby, he can talk sweet, nothing's in here woman. I got action, girl, you know I got cash. I said, don't let the green guy. Yeah, loving on that's happening when I tell you that's true. Don't let it change your mind.
But you know what?
I sit here all day, wasting time away, thinking about leaving you. Just help me, let me guess where you belong. Come on, here and tell me no. That's what don't let it change your mind.
Peace.